Now, it's said that the darkest times often reveal our true colours, and communities in the Western Cape have recently been showing just how beautiful their true colours are after they created a campaign called #HospitalHeroes in partnership with Gift of the Givers, who we know very well on the show.
Yes.
This campaign is encouraging people to show their appreciation to our healthcare workers on the front lines by donating snack packages to their local hospitals. One of the campaign's founders, Kilona Radia, now joins us, as well as founder of Gift of the Givers, Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman, good friend of the show, to chat to us a bit more about what they are doing. Two incredible human beings, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Philip.
This is really fantastic work that you are doing, Kilona, and of course, Dr. Suleiman. But let's start with you, Kilona. Tell us about what exactly it is that you are doing through #HospitalHeroes for our frontline workers. And what do you hope to achieve through this campaign or this initiative?
Great. So really, Hospital Heroes was born from the fact that a few of us recognize the fact that many of the hospital staff members are toiling hours and hours and hours without even any consideration for themselves, spending every minute of their day saving a life, trying to care for others, looking after families whose sick people are in, families are in hospital. And really, they don't have time for themselves to even grab a snack, to grab an energy bar. They go through 12 hours without, or 15-hour shifts without even thinking about themselves. And this was just a little something to say, hey, you know what? Here's something to nourish you and encourage you, to keep you going. And also, more importantly, to show that we as a community will love and care for you, and we are here for you. We see the difficulties that you face on a minute-by-minute basis. And it's now we're coming on to a year that they've been doing this. So it's just a little recognition of the love and care that they're sharing with the rest of South Africa and all the patients that they see.
We know that the physical and the emotional toll has really set in now. I've got a lot of doctor friends that are operating in that space, and they've highlighted the fact that it really has been difficult. What has the response been like from those frontline workers?
You know, it's been incredible. We've done our first drop-off at Somerset Hospital on Friday, and it was profound to hear one of the nurses saying to me, she says, please don't say it's just a small little something. Please don't say it's just a bottle of water. You have no idea what it means to us, just that little bit. The fact that you've recognized us, that you see that we are struggling, that you see where we are and how we are feeling and what we need to sustain ourselves. So thank you, because they're in the depths of desperation at the moment and despair, and they're facing death all the time. So it's emotionally draining, not only physically, but emotionally too.
Yeah, we do know that our frontline workers certainly are very, very vulnerable during this time, not only physically, but of course emotionally as well. They really are taking so much strain. But you have partnered with the Gift of the Givers, Dr. Suleiman. You have teamed up with these amazing people on this initiative. We know the amazing work that you've done across the country throughout this entire period and before. But let's talk about your role specifically as it pertains to this particular initiative. What role are you playing?
We are the distributors of the aid that's given to us. Good morning to all of you. It's fascinating what we're doing, because we've been highlighting the plight of healthcare workers since the beginning. In fact, from the 15th of March, our first statement was that to fight the pandemic, we have to make sure there's enough healthcare staff, more staff brought into all the hospitals, because they're going to get burnout. Many of them are going to die. Many of them are going to get quarantined. And to take care of them to fight the pandemic, you need healthcare staff who emotionally, physically, you're supported in every way. Of course, that hasn't happened. And as a backup measure, what Kilona and the other team members are doing is in keeping with what we've been doing from the beginning from March. We have been supplying hospitals for healthcare workers with chocolates, with juices, with water. And we gave an example that of just a few weeks ago at Livingston Hospital, where there was huge pressure when the second wave started. We were all away about Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. And we talked to the medical personnel almost every other day on the phone. And then one morning when we spoke to them, it was not the same. They were just no energy, no life, completely demotivated. And they said the cases are too many, our colleagues are getting ill, and too many people are dying. That same weekend, We had planned the bikers that come and they would just deliver food items to the 4 soup kitchens we were running, supporting in PE. And we said, look, can't you divert and take all these bikers and go to Livingston Hospital? Just to show acknowledgement to the doctors and the healthcare workers. And healthcare workers includes the nurses, the porter, the tea lady, everyone involved in those COVID settings. And they said, why not? What a pleasure. And they drove up there with the motorbikes, and the impact it made was incredible for the motivation it gave. It's all about motivation, emotional support, psychological support, and what Kilona said at the beginning. It's there to show them that we are with you and we acknowledge you. So it just fitted in naturally that when they asked, can we join, it's something that we do all the time, and we were just very, very grateful that they came up with the idea. And the more people come up with this idea in the country, the greater it's going to be.
Dr. Imtiaz, thank you so much for the efforts in this space, and we know with other vital supplies that you have been spreading through your vast network. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate your work. Kilona, thank you so much for kicking this off. We're going to keep your details on our social media platforms to hopefully rally as much support as possible and prompt a start of this kind of initiative and carry that hashtag Hospital Heroes right across the country. But a massive thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
Oh, man, we do know that our healthcare workers, they have been on the front line. They really have worked so hard. It's tough, it's difficult. And they've been doing this since it all began. They deserve all the recognition, all the support, all the appreciation that they can get from us. Let's rally behind them and behind this campaign as well. We also do need to remember that a great way to honor our healthcare workers really is to adhere to the COVID-19 regulations and protocols. Wear our masks and social distance so we do relieve the pressure. We'll be back in just a bit.